Welcome to Cooking with Bubbles. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Rodney. Let's get started.
Here we are. All right, that's going to be 8 twists to get the cage off. Twist, twist, twist.
Just throw it wherever you want.
Exactly. That's exactly what I wanted.
Ooh.
Awesome. All right, let's get these poured.
It's not going to drink itself.
That's right. It's not going to pour itself either. I think I just saw a bug go in there.
Protein.
Exactly. All right, here's yours. We can always add a little bit more later.
Just because it's only half a glass.
Right. A little splash.
Cranberry for color.
Perfect. Okay. Go for it.
Mosquito flying in my face.
Oh, that looks so pretty.
Goodness.
Yeah, I like it. Right.
Cheers.
Clink,
Clink.
here we are.
Mm-hmm. Oh, goodness.
So good.
Waited far too long for that today.
Absolutely.
So here we are. Where are we?
We're not in our kitchen.
We're not in our kitchens.
We are
We're not
actually-
in separate kitchens.
That's right. We are actually camping.
Yes.
We are camping in a beautiful area of the desert that's like just east of Phoenix.
Yeah. Not
So-
far from our houses.
Not that far.
Yeah.
But it's fantastic. We get to spend time together
Mhm.
in the same space, which is wonderful.
Yes. And cooking, making an amazing meal that is going to be awesome.
Can't wait.
Yeah. So, what are we making today, Lisa?
So today we're going to make a peach cobbler
Nice.
in
How
a,
are we making it?
in a Dutch oven.
And how many Dutch oven meals have you made before?
I've made 0.
Oh, me too.
Okay. So this is really going to be our first rodeo.
It really is.
We're kind of learning the process, but
Yeah.
I've really been inspired by Dutch oven cooking by a person named Paul that is the husband of a really good friend of Patrick's. So we met up in northern Arizona. He has
Nice.
been in competition after competition and done amazing meals. So when he
Good.
talked a lot about it, I'm like, what the heck? I'm going to go ahead and invest and get myself a Dutch oven for cooking with bubbles.
Yes. Well, let's drink bubbles to Paul.
Fantastic.
Cheers.
And so you want to tell people or you want to invite our guests to get their own
Yes.
bubbles?
So, this is very unusual. We're together in the same place,
Mm-hmm.
and I would invite our watchers to grab your own glass of bubbles and
Yeah.
join us. And it's going to be a great show. So Dutch oven,
Yes.
what a great concept. We've already got our charcoal going.
Right.
We've done a great deal of prep to make this easy.
So that prep includes getting all of our peaches blanched and peeled and also sliced. So those are going to be ready to go. We've also pre-measured some of the other ingredients. Rodney, why don't you tell us what kind of ingredients are going in with our...
Sure.
It's like 3, almost 4 pounds of peaches, right?
It's over 3 pounds, yes.
Okay.
It's about 10 peaches. And so we're just going to use it. I'm not too hung up on measurements. Since we're camping, we actually pre-measured our dry ingredients at home and put them in a bag. That'll just make it a little bit easier. We didn't have to drag all that stuff out here individually. So we're starting with our peaches. We're going to put in a juice of a lemon, a whole lemon. Before we juiced it, Lisa zested it. So we got some lemon zest. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. You can use almond flour, cornstarch, buckwheat flour. Those are other options. 1/3 of a cup of maple syrup or honey. We're actually using Arizona honey. You can also use agave or date syrup. 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We've got some ground cinnamon in here and a pinch of salt along with our flour.
Well, I'm going to drink bubbles to that.
Let's drink bubbles to that. So essentially we're just going to mix this all together. First we're going to put in all the liquid stuff,
Okay,
right?
go for it.
Put in the lemon juice, the zest. I washed my hands.
I'm sure.
The vanilla.
That smells good too.
And then the hard part is going to be this honey. Getting this honey out of this little cup.
You want to
Oh,
use?
look at
You want
that.
to use the spatula later?
Oh my goodness.
That
I'll
looks
leave the spoon
so good. All right, I'll let you handle the spoon on that. So getting all the goodness out of that. So it's basically making a delicious gooey pie filling, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Great. Mixing that up really, really good. You may have to show the camera how this looks because it's...
I'm going to take a picture.
Sure, that'd be a great idea.
At this point, it really just looks like peaches, like we started.
It
It's just
really
got some really good
little-
good stuff in
All
there.
right, pause 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture. looks really good.
Alright, so we've got our wet ingredients. Now we're just going to sprinkle on top and mix in. This is our flour and cinnamon and salt.
Okay, cool.
Alright. So one thing we did with our Dutch oven is it's cast iron. It's pre-seasoned, so we didn't have to season it. But we also don't want to spend 3 hours cleaning it tonight when we're done. So this has got this really cool foil pan that I kind of had to play with it a little bit to get it to fit, but it just fits right perfectly inside the cast iron Dutch oven, and it'll make cleanup a breeze.
Yeah, and the Dutch oven size that we're using is a 12-inch 8-quart.
That's correct.
Right?
Yep.
So this is going to make a nice big cobbler.
Yes. So we're basically just going to put our peaches in here. And
Nice.
I forgot the nonstick cooking spray, which we use for everything.
Well, you know, speaking of forget, you know, we are experts at doing some of this stuff, and we've even camped together on a number of occasions. But for some reason, we both forgot our Cooking with Bubbles aprons. So,
Here we are.
Little trip to town.
So that's a great segue into, we do have Cooking with Bubbles aprons, and you know, we should really get some extras and keep them in with our
Totally.
supplies, our RV and
Totally.
camping supplies. So we'll tell you later on how you can get your own Cooking with Bubbles apron. For right now, please remember to go to facebook.com/cookingwithbubbles and give us a like. And also go to cookingwithbubbles.com and subscribe to our YouTube page so you get alerts and can see all the great episodes that we posted out there.
All
right.
so now we're ready for the topping, right?
We're going to make the topping.
I'm putting this in the bowl first.
Yep, so we've measured out our flour, our rolled oats, our baking powder, and sugar. And now we're going to add in the salted butter, which I used this really cool
This is great.
a grate. So I froze my butter, and then I used a grater,
That's what he
and
said.
I grated it up. And now we're just going to put it in there. We're going to fluff it with a fork.
Zhuzh it with the fork.
Zhuzh it with a fork.
Okay.
And then once that gets all mixed up,
That's
we'll put the
nice.
milk in.
Let me take a picture of that too.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, it makes sense that you would actually grate it so that it really mixes in well. Cool.
Thinking of some other recipes we made on Cooking Bubbles, we probably could have done that,
Yeah.
like our biscuits.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when we made those homemade biscuits?
Well,
That's another episode you should go find and seek
you know
out
what?
and watch.
That is a great tip.
Yes. Because we use frozen butter, so
Yes,
why
we do.
not? Let's just grate it next time.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. So this looks pretty good.
Tell me when you want me to pour the milk in.
I think it's ready.
Okay. Stir it, put that in.
Okay.
So just to recap, I don't know if you said all the ingredients and the measurements. So
I did not.
it was a cup of white flour, a cup of rolled oats, a tablespoon of baking powder, a half a cup of sugar, a half of cup of salted butter, and a half a cup of milk.
And when we were looking at this recipe and planning for this episode, one thing it does note is that you can use just flour. So if you don't want to use rolled oats, you can use 2 cups of flour instead and skip the oats. It's totally your call. I love crumb toppings that include rolled oats,
Me
so
too.
I'm glad that we went that direction.
Yeah, me too. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to sit here and drink some bubbles.
I'm working up a sweat over here.
It's so beautiful out here. The weather is fantastic.
Yeah.
And our view is amazing. So this is good. What you can't necessarily see down in the bowl is that all of it's coming together, all the flour and the butter is mixing beautifully. And what we're going to do next,
We did like plop it on, like dollops,
yeah, I think so.
right?
And then what we're going to do is have him go ahead and do this. We're going to take a break in just a moment so that we can make sure that our fire is ready to go. And then we're going to place our Dutch oven on top of that, some of the briquettes, and then we'll put some briquettes on top just to make it like a real oven.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and finish some of this. You tell me when. All right. We'll be right back. in just a
Well,
minute.
we want to make sure we don't miss the window of our charcoal. So
Yeah.
we're ready to put it on the coals. Our Dutch oven has a little arrow over here. There's a notch in the top lid, so we want to make sure that arrow lines up with the notch. That's a little vent hole.
Yes.
We've put about 2/3 of our coals on the bottom underneath this bad boy, and then we're going to put the rest on top. So right now it's not hot, so we can lift it.
Yeah.
We have tools for taking it off once it's hot.
And so you're putting about 7 coals on top, and we're about 14 on the bottom.
Yes.
The thing is, if we need to add more, we'll add more.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, you know, when you start to learn how to do a rodeo, it doesn't come, you know, the horse might buck you off a couple of times. This is good.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we need a whole lot more coals.
We need a whole lot more coals. We're going to get that started.
If I just had to guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and let this start to do its magic, but we're going to make some more coals in the meantime.
Yeah.
All right, so take a break.
All right, welcome back. Well, as you can tell, it's getting darker in the desert. We've had our Dutch oven going for a little while.
At least 45 minutes, at least, right?
And we did have to add more coals. So while we put the original coals on, we got another batch of coals going, and we put more coals underneath it and on top, and
it smells
incredible.
It really does. I was like, you know, fingers crossed that this turns out, but this smells really, really good. So why don't we just go ahead and
let's crack it open.
See what
see how it looks.
I'm gonna get my camera ready.
Right.
I want to see this.
Here we go. Oh my goodness.
Wow, that looks so good.
I can't even believe we made that.
I can't either.
Wow.
Looks absolutely delicious, all nice and bubbly, just like the recipe says it's supposed to.
Wow. All right, well, we're going to scoop some of this out here. It's still very, very hot.
Yeah, bubbly. It's nice and bubbly. Wow. It looks great, Rodney.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
I'm so happy with that.
I am too. We're going to have to let this cool, though, before we actually dig into it, because it's going to be too hot.
Oh my goodness.
You can feel it through the bowl.
Yes.
Fantastic. Looks beautiful. This can be served with like whipping cream or ice cream, whatever little favorite topping you like.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
This is good.
Yeah.
It's
you
hot.
Think we should dig in?
I'm not.
I want to dig in so bad.
All right, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to dig in. Oh wow, the peaches are really tender.
Yeah.
Cooked up nicely.
And hot.
A little bit of crumble on the cobbler.
So good. That's fantastic.
It is delicious.
It looks amazing.
It's not overly sweet. It's pleasantly sweet. Very well done. The crumble of the cobbler and the sweetness of the peach, amazing together.
It's fantastic. I'm gonna let mine. I'm gonna let mine cool just a little bit more. Oh, it looks so good. All right. Well, that takes care of it for today, really, pretty much, right?
We have done it again.
So we've mentioned before, you know, get your Cooking with Bubbles apron, so you're not having to wear some.
Don't be losers like us.
Some little ad hoc apron that you found at the local store, but we love that you joined us today for Cooking with Bubbles.
Thank you so much for joining. We want to thank our regular audience and our virtual audience. Thank you for joining us today. Remember that we want you to go to cookingwithbubbles.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We also would like for you to go to facebook.com/cookingwithbubbles and give us a like on Facebook.
And if you have made any of the recipes that we featured here on Cooking with Bubbles, we'd love to see your pictures. Or if you have suggestions on things you'd like to see us make, we're in. Send those recipes to us as well. Our email address is cookingwithbubbles@yahoo.com.
Absolutely.
Takes care of it for today. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Rodney. Thanks for joining, Bubblers.
See you next time. Bye.